Dzień dobry, YouTube, Evie Tommy, to another episode of Atticus Eats, and I am starting this episode out already very sweaty. It is 91 degrees here in Southern California. I'm just now counting down the days till it's, autumn and winter again. Summer is terrible. It's officially summer now. Should lock the car. And yeah, I am really grateful because, there's a blizzard in the forecast. My friends, today we are going to be eating Dairy Queen. And I am so thankful that I get to, have excuses to eat awesome food. And the excuse is, all of you my amazing friends, it's my work. So, what am I gonna do? I have to twist my arm, why don't you? Alrighty, Dairy Queen, I want to first start out by saying that the guy who is working at this Dairy Queen that I visited, there was literally no one in there, as you all saw in that opening clip. And he was the only one working. Only one working at that store. And he had such an awesome work ethic, and he was so conversational and kind. I think he was either Filipino or Cambodian, but super awesome guy. And it was funny, he started to laugh because I handed him cash to pay for my food. And he goes, "Oh, I'm so sorry." And he had to cancel out the credit card transaction. He goes, "I just automatically go to this now." And I go, "Hey, no worries, I understand, everybody does it." He says, "I'll be honest though, I always like cash. Cash is better." And I go, "Right?" And he said, "Yeah, I can make the change and then give it to you after you give me the cash in 10 seconds. And he was saying about how the credit card machines now, it's not simple. You have to give a command, you have to input the total into the device, then issue a command, and then it has to get sent to the apparatus that you put your credit card in, and then it has to process the payment and then give a receipt, and it has to," and he said, it's so ridiculously absurd how the credit card machines work these days that it's like cash is so much better. And I thought that was really cool. The other thing too is he had showmanship. He was helping me out with my hot dog, and then he put together the blizzard, and because it's ridiculously hot, this is already melting, but when he finished it, he turned it upside down and it stayed inside of the inside of the cup. So I think that is really cool that he had his showmanship and said, "Hey, Dairy Queen blizzards remain in the cup when you first get them. You turn them upside down and it works." And he did it for me. And I thought that was so cool. That was so awesome. A little bit of showmanship is a prerequisite to my Chow. But Dairy Queen, boom, DQ hot dog. It's actually chili dog. It says open happy. I will. Look at here, big reveal. Oh, you can't see. There we go. All right. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm going to be straight up honest with you all. This is only the third time in my life I've eaten at a Dairy Queen. Okay? When I last had Dairy Queen was with Mom years ago. And I think what drew us in was the promotional Reese's Pieces Blizzard, if I'm remembering that right. And I remember that they used to have like sliders, chicken strips, hot dogs, and corn dogs. And then they have the pretzel sticks now. But now, all they have are 3 types of hot dogs and pretzel sticks. And that's it. And then the rest of it is, this one in particular is an Orange Julius as well. So it's the Orange Julius, the shakes, and then the blizzards. And then their little, like, treats that they have. I forget what they call them. But the things on the stick. So, clearly the menu has been tapered way back, which is a little bit disappointing. But, I mean, I'm still gonna eat my Chow that I got because it's lunchtime, and I'm a hungry hobbit. So here we go, our exactly 1.5 inch hot dog. And let's go ahead and chow down. That's actually really good. You know, the bun is nice and soft. It's not hard at all. The chili tastes good. It's not Cupid's chili. Right? Don't think that. I wonder what the chili is, though. It kind of tastes like the chili from Wiener Schnitzel. Maybe. Or Hormel. And then the hot dogs just taste like the hot dogs you get from the store. But it's cooked well. It's cooked all the way through. So, that's pretty cool. Camera focus. I'm finally in a shaded spot today because I had to take refuge at a park because the heat is just murder. But it's nice to like not have my white balance be blown out on my camera while I'm talking with you all. That'll eat. Yeah, that'll eat. It's nowhere near Cupid's, though. Cupid's is the absolute supreme hot dog on planet Earth. Period. Takes Pink's out back, puts it down. Wiener Schnitzel puts it down. Wiener Schnitzel's very good, though. But this is its own unique taste. I'm saying Cupid's takes out all of those to the back of the barn. Puts them down. I'm ravenous, but I'm also, like, wanting to get to the blizzard while it's still cold. You know. So, this is my excuse to get to dessert. No, I had protein. It was an actual lunch. What are you all having today? I'm just happy they at least give you, like, a box. It's not a cheap bag or something. You know what I mean? Dairy Queen. Happy tastes good. That ain't. It's definitely, you know, if you want to go get a hot dog, go to, like, Cupid's #1 and maybe Wiener Schnitzel after that. Or if you have an amazing local hot dog place, definitely go to that. That was good because I thought that I was remembering the menu from pre-2020, I'm assuming. I was anticipating getting, like, chicken strips and fries and, like, making a big deal about it. So I specifically didn't eat a lot of food this morning to, like, come out and throw a feast with you all. And then now it's like, oh no, starvation rations. But anyway, I was looking at the Blizzard selection and I said to myself, you know what? Everybody is going to want to see, like, the new thing. And the big thing that they're promoting is this cookie Blizzard. And the original Blizzard only at Dairy Queen. That is so cool. And this is their newest thing. It's Chips Ahoy, Oreo, and Nutter Butter. All in their vanilla ice cream. Which sounds amazing. I used to be a huge cookies and cream fan. And a Ben & Jerry's cookie dough fan. So to be able to, like, have something like this now is really exciting. So let's go ahead. We're gonna take our first gloppy. I literally just drove away from the Dairy Queen with my air conditioner on 15 minutes ago, and it's already, like, kaput. But we're gonna have our Blizzard shake and see what's what. Okay. Y'all. I am really thoroughly impressed. Okay. So let's take another bite and let me compose myself and try to formulate words on how to describe this. Okay. If you have a Dairy Queen near you, and you like their blizzards, or if you're an ice cream lover, you've never had a blizzard, you have to go and get yourself this triple cookie, or everything cookie, whatever they call it, blizzard. The way that I can describe it is it's like an Oreo cookie McFlurry from McDonald's. If you know, you know. But better, because it's not just Oreo. You get the chocolate from the Chips Ahoy, and then you get that gentle interlay of peanut butter from the Nutter Butter. And this is insanely good. Like, this is hitting so many different salivary glands in my face. I am a big fan of this. I am a huge fan of this. I almost would rather get more blizzards than, like, just standalone ice cream. That's how good this is. This is definitely better than a McFlurry. I can tell you that. And I love the McFlurry. Me and Demetrius, we would chow down on McFlurries when we would go to McDonald's when we were kids. Like, yeah. The cookies still have a crunch, too. They're not soggy. They still have bite enough to them that you can enjoy, you know, what you're eating. The guy was so nice to me. He's like, hey, stay cool out there. I know it's getting hot. And I go, hey, it's a perfect time for the blizzard, right? And he laughed and he goes, hey, it actually is. He was nice. He was a really cool dude. I really like this. It's very creamy, tasty, and delicious. Oh. Having it be a little bit melted is like, okay, I wonder what this would taste like if it was fresh, like dump out fresh. But it's still really good. Pull focus, camera. I want to give my friends a bite. Wow. Wow. Acne-inducing gloriousness, you know what I mean? That was always my thing during my teenage years, is dairy and sugar is what gave me acne. So bad. All the makeup on the years of the show really didn't help either. I would get like the cysts. What a wonderful topic to actually discuss while eating, you know? I had one come out of my skull that was the size of a baby tooth. Out of my nose. The things we go through while we grow up. But, on that note, cool people, I'm actually really happy to be bringing this episode to you. We're going to kind of do a Q&A episode. I really don't have many stories in association with, like, Dairy Queen or things that it reminds me of. And so what I'm going to do is actually, this is live and in person. It's not a live stream, of course, but live as I'm kind of off the cuff as I'm sitting here and going to be enjoying my blizzard with you all. What I thought would actually be fun is to do somewhat of a little bit of a Q&A. And so what I'm doing is I reached out to my Discord community, which is an offshoot of the Twitch community. And I just said to everyone, all right, I want to have some inspiration for Atticus Eats. What are some questions that you'd like to ask me, that you would like to have me answer as we get to eat together and have fun together? And I'm really happy because I did get several responses. And I think it's a lot of fun. It's really cool. And again, this is sort of like a get to know me. There's so many of you beautiful people out there who are joining this channel because the YouTube algorithm is finally working and it's pushing me through. And so there's so many of you who get to actually see and get to know real me now. And so we're just going to go ahead and jump right on into it. I'll be referencing my phone here. But real quick, too, I also want to give a huge shout out to all of you amazing people, whether it was on Instagram, on my Twitch live stream, or here on YouTube, who reached out to me and wished me a very happy birthday. My birthday was recently. I'm a June baby. And so to be able to have you guys send me some birthday wishes is seriously cool. It meant the world to me. You definitely made my day that much better. Being able to get all of the love and the kindness and the joy with you all. I'm 26 now, and hoping that 26 is going to be a really, really, really great year. And a year that I'm very happy that I get to partake in with all of you here on YouTube, on Twitch, and everywhere else. So thank you so much, Nezdrovia, as I take another bite. And get to celebrate good times with all of you. There's actually real legit peanut butter coating the walls of my cup. It's awesome. Peanut butter is life. A little soupy. Let me drink some of it and then I'll get to the questions. So, my first question is actually a question that was asked on my last YouTube video. And the person who asked it, I was like, you know what? I think that's really cool she's even asking that. I know that multiple of you have asked this over the course of several of the Atticus Eats videos, so I just figured I'd dive right on in and answer it. And this question comes from Lisa, who's a part of both the YouTube and the Twitch community. And she had asked, do I get recognized in public a lot? And the funny thing is there may be times where people will recognize me, but they don't approach me like it used to be when I was little. And quite frankly, you know, there is benefits to that is good. There is a right and a wrong way of approaching someone. And what's very unfortunate is after 2020, everybody lost their social skills. And it's one of those situations where it's like people don't know how to have a conversation with someone anymore. And so, and then there's times where they try to, and it's like, dude, why did you do that? Just stop. But no, for the most part, I'm sure that I do get recognized a lot. Most people will often hear my voice and recognize my voice before they recognize me, because obviously I look a lot older now than I did on the show. And then they kind of have to put two and two together. Do I know you from somewhere? Blah, blah, blah. That sort of deal. But it was funny. Last week, when I went to the stand, the guy who was taking my order at the stand, he knew who I was. And he was really chill about it. He didn't even need to ask, hey, are you so-and-so from the show or from the middle or whatever. He just went straight into, hey, are you working on anything new? How's things going for you? Blah, blah, blah. And we started talking about that and talking about, like, movies and stuff like that, too. And so it depends, you know. I've had the people who want to, like, shout brick at the top of their lungs in the middle of a crowded store or a restaurant, and it's like, dude, that is so the wrong way of like, wanting to say hi to me. You know, politeness and cordialness still applies to anyone in this day and age. And so, you know, again, there might be a lot of people who do recognize me, but they don't say anything. And then there might be people who, they do recognize me, do want to say something, and then how do they go about doing that? So, but it does happen. It does still happen. It's definitely fewer and further between than when the show was airing on ABC, but it is still there. So, great question, Lisa. Okay, so I have my phone in my lap. Hopefully I won't drip any blizzard on it. But I'm going to start systematically going through these questions here that all of the amazing people in the Discord community have asked me. Dopamine. Alright. So, Sherry Chavez, awesome sister, asks, what is your favorite state that you have been able to visit? And she asked that because I mentioned this on the stream often, that through being able to work on the show, I've been able to visit a lot of different states, actually. And also, too, my mom was one of those people who If she couldn't take me to the world, she would bring the world to me. And she is the reason why I even had vacations in my life growing up. Because if it was left to the other one, we would never have gone anywhere. He would have just been going to his job all the darn time. And my mom is the reason why I had an interesting childhood and a really engaged, tactile, sense-oriented sight, smell, taste, being able to try different foods, hear different sounds, listen to awesome music, you know, texture, seeing art, doing art, etc. And so my mom blessed me with, before the show, taking a lot of different trips in our little camper trailer to different places within proximity that we could go and visit. So I've been to Four Corners, been to Arizona and Utah and all that other stuff. And from working, I've been everywhere from Illinois to New York. One of my favorite, and up to Vermont even as well, as I've mentioned in the previous Atticus Eats videos. But for a favorite state, I have to say, it's not really a favorite state, but it's a favorite vacation. I was very fortunate that I was allowed and invited to be the Grand Marshal of the Cherry Blossom Festival Parade in Washington, D.C. when I was 12 years old. And I am a huge fan of American history, military history, and history as a whole. And so that vacation was beyond legit. My mom, the deal and the arrangement was that the powers that be who invited me out, they would pay for the flight out there and the flight back. And what my mom did is she asked him, hey, would you be willing to allow us to spend an additional amount of time there so that way Atticus can see the East Coast and all these different amazing aspects of our country. And they agreed. They were like, yes, you just tell us when you want to go home, we'll make the flight for then. And then my mom and I, we figured out, like, okay, how are we going to stay out there and all that other stuff. And that is, to this day, one of the most enriching vacations that we have ever had, ever. It was work, and then it became a vacation. We got to stay in Alexandria, Virginia, which in and of itself is a historically rich, beautiful, beautiful place. And cobblestone sidewalks, we were within walking distance to the Potomac. Got to see a French and Indian War reenactment, which was hilarious because I had to have two of the actors in that event break character because they recognized me, which I thought was hilarious. We went to an old apothecary that was still preserved and intact, and my mom and I got to see all the different bottles and the markings and the formulations and the equipment. It was ridiculously awesome. And then we went to see the Smithsonian, the Air and Space Museum, the Washington Monument, the Lincoln Memorial. I believe we saw the Vietnam Memorial, Mount Vernon, and we shot up into Pennsylvania to the Gettysburg Battlefield, which that was insanely amazing. To be able to be there in person and be like, I'm on a battlefield. Like, this is actual history, you know what I mean? That I get to live out and experience and smell and see and all that stuff. Oh my gosh, that whole vacation was such a beautifully fun, enriching experience. It was so cool. So definitely that right now takes the cake as far as vacation. I know that, Sherry, you were asking about a favorite state. And it's so hard to just pick a favorite state because every state is so unique and different in the culture. Like, I have amazing stories about being able to go to New York, which I got to do literally once a year for the entirety of the show. Get to see all the different neighborhoods there and the boroughs and everything, and be in Times Square and all that other stuff, to, being able to just go and vacation in Arizona and see northern Arizona and the Grand Canyon, which is its own unique feel. There's so many different amazing things that this country has to offer. Okay, so Silverstorm in the community, whom we call Storm, She asks, I know you probably don't get asked about your taste in music, Atticus, but I was just wondering what kind of music you were into. Great question. I love so many different types of music, and I've been exposed to a myriad of very awesome, talented artists. None of them are modern. I am such a huge fan. I've kind of gone through music phases in different ways. Different periods of life, you kind of just have different interests and different tastes in things. But where I'm at now is very eclectic and very diverse. I'm a huge fan of anything from 70s music all the way on up to early 2000s music, and of a bunch of different genres. And just on the last live stream on Twitch, we were talking about like different music and songs and stuff. And it's not that I have one particular group that I'm a fan of, it's that I like the songs that particular groups, you know, make. And then there just so happens to be a handful of groups that like everything that they make I love. And those types of groups would definitely be Disciple, Crowder, David Crowder is what I mean, 1000 Foot Crutch. Those are some groups that have very consistent sounds that I love a lot of their sounds. So I love Christian hard rock. I'm definitely a huge Jim Croce fan. I think he is an absurdly talented artist, and his ability to be an artist was cut way too short. There's a couple other 70s songs that are just like, that's too good to not enjoy. I really love a lot of different, you know, one-hit wonders and songs from the 80s. I love a lot of different 90s music, mostly like rock and a little bit of pop from the 90s and the early 2000s. Think grunge and post-grunge movement, so like Red Hot Chili Peppers ranging on up to Breaking Benjamin. You know, definitely a lot of rock from the early 2000s. Oh, I love Stained. Aaron Lewis and Stained are amazing, amazing sounds. Here and Now is probably one of the only modern songs that I really like, as well as Better Days. That stuff is really, really, really cool. And there's a lot, you know, it ranges everything from Matchbox 20 to the Beastie Boys rap, to some songs, not all of them, to like Snow's song Informer. You know, it's a bunch of different songs. No Taylor Swift ever under any circumstances. Not super big into country. I had a country phase for a while. I'm not super big into country. I like bluegrass more, and more of like the folksy Irish tunes as well. Like Fast Car by Luke Combs, I love. I think that's awesome. I definitely like Rascal Flatts. They're pretty good. Beyond that, it's like, you know. I like the other stuff more. So, but great question, Storm. Thank you for the question. Let's see. Alright. Ranch Savant, the savant of all things ranch, he asks, what would your dream vacation be if money was no object? Okay. Dream vacation where I don't have to be afraid of, like, the Titanic happening to me, or Castaway storyline happening to me, would 100% be, I would love to go and head on over and visit with all of you amazing people who are in the United Kingdom. I would love to be able to see everything from London to Cornwall to Scotland to Ireland. I think that would be an amazing, amazing time. And just be able to eat a bunch of really good English food, and be able to look at like the War Museum and all the other amazing like historical sites there. I think that would be an incredible, incredible time. And then hop over the channel and go to Poland, because my family is from Poland. My mom's side of the family, which I consider really to be my family. So my mom's family is from Poland. And you guys know I absolutely love my Polish heritage. I love learning about my Polish heritage. I love being able to learn the language. And the more that I learn about Poland, the more that I learn about myself. And it's like, wait, these people are just like me. That's where I get it from. And it's awesome. I'd love to go to Poland. Eat a whole bunch of really good food. Talk with a bunch of cool Polish people. You know what I mean? See all the museums and the sites, and listen to music and see the art, and, you know, all that other cool stuff. I would love that. Maybe visit a Polish surplus store, military surplus store, and see what military surplus items I could snag that I could get through TSA. I should specify. But yeah, that would be it. That would be my dream vacation. All the other countries in Europe, you know, like Germany and all you other guys, huge shout out to all of you, but my heritage is Poland, and so I want to go visit my people. Awesome question, Ranch. Thank you for it. This is a really cool one. What historical figure / setting would you like to direct in a movie with an unlimited budget? Is there an actor that you would place in that role? That's a great question. You know, it's funny. For the longest time, I always thought, hey, let me make a movie about Sergeant McKinsey, and I would have Ian McGregor play him, because I just feel like he would be a really good soldier. He could embody that character really well, and I think that'd be a really cool World War I piece. But another movie that I think would be really legit would be, I think that would be a really cool piece. That would be a lot of fun. Excellent question, my Rose of Sharon. Fantastic question. That was incredible. Absolutely marvelous. Alright. This video will go slightly long, but let me get one or two more questions in, and then we'll close off this video. Alright, so, continuing on, Lisa also asked, I would like to know if you are in contact with any of your co-stars from the middle. Are you able to reach out to any of them if you wanted to? So, this is awesome because Lisa's asking a question that she not only is having for herself, but it's really cool because she's kind of representing all of you awesome people that are in the comment section here on YouTube, because I know many of you have asked this question a number of different times. I was actually planning on talking about this until I got to a particular segment of the behind the scenes series of videos for the middle season 9, which I do want to continue doing. But I'm going to answer it now because inevitably there'll be new people that come and join the YouTube community, and they'll be able to have that question answered for themselves at that time. But all of you who are part of the community now can now hear this. So it's kind of one of those situations. I really actually like how Lisa worded this, because she embellished on it more that's in a better way, that sounds better. Am I able to reach out to any of them if I wanted to? The answer, of course, to that would be yes. I have everyone's contact information. You know, most of them should have mine. If ever there was a point in time that's like I wanted to type any of them and be like, hey, how are you? What's going on? I absolutely could. Have we stayed in contact with each other, though? I can only speak for myself. No, not really. I've been speaking a little bit recently with Casey Burke, who played Cindy, because I did that interview down in Australia a couple months ago, and so her family saw that because she's an Aussie, and then sent it to her, and then she reached out to me, and we sort of been playing catch-up. And then Patty just recently was very kind. She wished me a happy birthday on Instagram, which was a lot of fun. I reached out to her and thanked her for that, but she hasn't responded to me yet, at least at time of recording. But no, you know, what ended up happening, in all honesty, my friends, is that life just happened, right? And we all kind of went our separate ways. People got married, people moved, people pursued different interests, you know what I mean? For me and my family, with my mom, a lot of medical stuff came up, and that became really the focus of attention, you know what I mean? But no, I've been able to be in contact with a couple different people over the years, not just castmates, but crewmates as well. And I've been able to kind of go back and forth with them at various times, but, and even in the comment section of some of my videos, especially the behind the scenes ones for the middle, I had crew members who were part of the show comment down below, and it's like, hey, I remember you, how are you, and all that other stuff. So, you know, that is there, but it's not one of those things where, it's not one of those things where it's like we stayed super, super tight, and that's normal. That happens. Again, being a big military history guy, but also a very... I have a lot of friends who are warriors. I speak with them a lot, and they even say, yeah, we were on a team for how many years, or we were in the same unit for how many years, and there's times where that brotherhood is formed where you never get out of each other's lives, and then there's the time where as soon as your deployment's over, you don't speak with them ever again, and that just happens. And it's the same basic concept with this job as it is with any job. It sort of happens. Life went different directions for all of us, but it is what it is. You know, if ever there was a point in time where we were able to see each other in public, or we were in the same setting again, or whatever, my hope is that, of course, it would be pleasant and cordial and you know, good, even better now than it was when I was younger. But yeah, until something like that were to happen, you know, until the middle reunion movie is made, we won't know what that would be like. So, well, anyways, my dear friends, I definitely have more questions that I received from my community on Discord, and I wanna actually communicate this again now for all of you. Please be dropping questions in the comment section. If you have any questions that have not been answered, and you'd like to find out from me, go ahead and drop them as a question here in the comment section. If you see a question that you'd love to have answered, give that one a thumbs up, because that'll push it higher up on the list. And then it'll kind of weigh in my decision-making on whether or not to talk about a particular topic or not. But also, same for all of you in the Discord community. You guys are asking some awesome questions, especially because you get to know me more. And please definitely, you know, keep asking them, because I think that this is a great thing to incorporate into the Atticus Eats videos, because if ever there's a day that's like today where I'm going and I'm having something but I don't really have like a childhood memory or something associated with it, or a story to share in that regard, it makes it more fun to be able to sit and chat with you all and eat, and you guys get to know me more as you get to eat, and I get to chow down on some awesome food, which is always a plus for me. Well, anyways, my dear friends, please hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already, share this video on all your social media, and comment down below with all of the different commenting doodad things. And also, too, of course, as always, please check the links in the description box below to my Twitch and my Cameo page. Both of those help me out a ton, and it'd be very fun to be able to interact with you all live in the nerdy video game setting of Twitch. Just please be sure to obey the rules. But I hope all of you are having a most tremendous day, and happy early Independence Day for all of my fellow Americans out there. When this goes live, Independence Day will be only a couple days thereafter. So I hope you all have a wonderful time, eat lots of good food, celebrate freedom. And my friends, I can't wait to see you in the next video. Do widzenia.